water does is it now extracts that base, therefore flavoring it. And one thing about these foams, and when you make them, they have to be a very, very powerful and strong liquid. Because once we take the handheld immersion blender and we froth it, then we're only going to scoop the bubbles off the top. So you lose about 65% of your flavor profile. So therefore, we have to make sure this stuff is really strong, really seasoned aggressively. If you do something, you know, at home, if you make this foam again, you just want to make sure that you don't cheat yourself on the tomatoes. You know, you can use tomato scrap, which I'll show you how that's developed. I can use tomato scrap. You can use tomatoes that seem like they're getting kind of mushy, kind of like the ones you don't want to use for the mozzarella salad. You can use them for that. But tomatoes are something that it takes a little bit of a trickery to achieve and to stretch their flavor, to take it all, without using canned tomatoes, of course. So a lot of it's built on concentration of that base. 80% water tomatoes are. You cook out the water content, you only concentrate the natural flavor, and you cook out the water, and that gives you a really nice concentrated base. So now I've got my avocados, I've got my scallions, I got some diced basil in here. And I'm giving this a visual look first before I add my dressing. If you just take this dressing in a bigger bowl and dump your crab, ooh, you're going down a freeway blind. You know what I mean? You might have made more. You might be like, oh, I just know what's in the mayonnaise. I don't need to follow the recipe, portion amounts and all that. Whatever. I'm just going to add it in. And then you come up with this like, wow, where's the crab at? You know, you're trying to sift through it. So, you know, just keep it in mind. You can always add in more, but you can't take out. So now I'm going to add my dressing. Okay, the avocados help to cream this out a little bit themselves, so you don't necessarily have to use a lot of the dressing. Because the avocados begin to cream themselves out, almost making that kind of like that guacamole look. Even though I hate that word with salad, it kind of gives you the kind of natural creaminess. Okay, so this, oh yeah, it's looking good. You do want it to be somewhat green. So if your avocados aren't kind of meshing themselves and seeming like they're just floating around like a diced bell pepper, then it might be a little too firm. Okay, we want them to kind of cream out just a little bit. Add a little bit of salt to this. Sometimes I have to add fresh lime juice directly to the salad. But, you know, we don't know all of that until we give it a taste. So, notice I also was using a holding motion, not breaking up the jumbo lump crab. So, crab salad's done. Extra mayonnaise, keep it, save it. Use it for chicken, use it for shrimp, whatever, you know. It doesn't just have to be for just crab, okay? Mayonnaise will keep for a good 3 to 4 days, but then the acidity in the mayonnaise is going to make it go rancid on you. Once your mayonnaise starts to develop bubbles in it, if you take this mayonnaise base, save it, keep it in your refrigerator for a week, and then you wonder if it's any good, shake it, open it, bubbles, trash. Okay, that's carbon monoxide. No good. Get rid of that. Alright, so now my foam's over here. Crab salad, you make it ahead of time, even more delicious because all the flavors penetrate the jumbo lump crab. Alright. Get that out the way. Cleaning as we go, okay? Cleaning as we go. And also keeping in mind that when you watch any of these chefs come up in front of you, hopefully you can do this. If you watch the chefs cook in front of you, watch how we do the order. Sometimes we watch, but we don't acknowledge the order that we're going in. This is just how I cook at home. This is how I cook in a restaurant. It's just natural to me. Sometimes it's not natural to you, and you do things in a reverse order. So it's really important that you see the flow. We call it the order of execution. Or it's when it's like pick up table 55. How would that person go from making this into a finished plate? So keep that in mind as you're watching. Do I cook at home when I'm at home? Of course. When I'm at home, I love to cook. I usually do my cooking kind of based on a scenario of I make complete plates. Okay, I'll make a protein, a veg, a starch, have the plate made, let it chill room temp. Then once it's cold, cover it with plastic, pop it in the fridge, and write the girl's names on it. Then all I gotta do is take it out, remove the plastic. I believe in it, using a microwave. It's okay, because I cooked it without the microwave. You heat it up in the microwave, you know? So already at 9, you know, I kind of teach them, feed yourself. Go in there, grab your stool. This is a 9-year-old, of course. Get your stool, get in there, get your plate that has your name on it, put it in the microwave, and feed yourself. So she's quite the soldier already. Okay, tomato mixture, blender. Love my blender. #1 favorite kitchen tool. Buy the press blender, gotta have it. Okay. What you trying to say? Did I splash you last time? I'll use the lid. Okay, nothing in the top. I'm gonna use my lid. blender. Love this blender that they have here. If you don't have this one, I mean, save up for it. Buy the prep. Gotta love it. Got the dial control. I can start slow, fast. I'm covered it up. Girl. Okay, so we're gonna do that mixture. Turn it down, turn it off. Strain, fine mesh. Okay. Love blending things because you extract all of the flavor in it, get all the flavor out of it, masquerade everything. Push it through, and it's going to take this liquid. We're using to emulsify this. Okay. This is the thing about the foams, the emulsions, what makes it work. Aerated with the immersion blender, right? There's something that you need to add to it, however, to make the bubbles stay. And the prime example I'll use for using lecithin. Lecithin is the emulsifying agent. The lecithin you can find here in the liquid form at the rolling pin. And you also can find it in vitamin stores. Okay, vitamin shops carry it, the grocery store carries it in the vitamin department. It's actually used in a health reason. It helps to improve the nervous system and your eyesight. We don't use it because of that though. Okay, we just like to use it because what it does is it helps to emulsify the bubble. What I mean by that is we were able to take a jar of lecithin and sneak into, say for instance, like your Coca-Cola plant or whatever your favorite soft drink is. Of course, from growing up, we all know that if you take a glass of soda, pour it into, or if you take a can of soda, pour it into a glass, the bubbles rise and then they fall. You should kind of time it out, you know, so it doesn't overflow. Well, if we were to secretly take some of this lecithin, sneak it into the Coca-Cola plant, dump it into the vat of soda that was about to be bottled up, well, when you got home, you poured the soda into the glass, the bubbles would rise up and they would stay. It emulsifies the skin on the bubble and it allows it just to hold. That's all. Just an emulsification. Now, what's really important about it and why we use it is because when I first started playing around with these foams, these emulsions, I'm one of those guys who just play around with it on my own, read a couple of cookbooks, go into the kitchen and try to figure it out myself. I wasn't putting any lecithin in it. I was achieving and getting bubbles. The first foam I tried was made out of carrot and ginger. Okay, carrot ginger foam.